Hello, my name is Farah and I'm from the Grenfell Health and Wellbeing Service. So today's video we are just going to have a think about how best to help a young child or an adolescent with autism or learning disabilities who might be struggling a little bit during this pandemic. So I have 3 tips for us today. So the first one being the use of social stories, the second one being the importance of routine and structure, and then the third one is about sensory integration into a child's daily activity. So the first tip is social story. So as you may be aware, social stories are really helpful in explaining situations to children, young people, and to give an explanation why as well. So there are many free resources online, many free social stories. So if you give a Google of free social stories online, you'll be able to download some. There's one, for example, from Carol Gray, which is a really good one, which helps to explain the coronavirus and what it is. But if you were planning on being a bit more creative and wanting to try out making a social story with your young person, then by all means, please go ahead and do that. So just to bear in mind, the 3 or some of the things to think about when doing a social story is that you should identify the situation or event. So think about what it is you want your child to know about a particular thing. Another thing to incorporate is to be able to aim to answer who, what, when, why, and where in a situation. It's also recommended that you write in first person, as well as also using descriptions and directives. And then lastly, just think about how to make your social story look appealing for your child. So you can add pictures, you can add pictures of them or their favourite items in a border, just to make it that bit more appealing to them and unique. So the second tip is to ensure that your child has routine. Now we know that generally children with autism or young people with autism find it difficult when they're out of routine, and having a set routine and structure really helps to reduce some of those anxieties, as it helps just to predict what might happen next. So I would say try to make the routine as similar to the routine that you previously had, so before lockdown. So for example, if your child was waking up at 6 a.m. Or waking up at 7 a.m., whatever, then that is the routine that you keep to. So wake up, have a shower, have breakfast, keep all the usual times as best as you can, as much as possible, because that would be something that would be quite beneficial for your young person. You could just create a simple routine like this one. So you could have the morning routine, you can have various activities during the day if they're at home and if they're not at school, and then you can also have the nighttime routine, and to try and keep those consistent across each day of the week. So the third tip is to have sensory activities integrated into your child's routine. Not only are they super engaging, but they're so fun for the young people. They really, really enjoy it. I would really recommend that they have some time, daily even, where they are able to really get a little bit messy with some sensory play. We know that a number of autistic individuals have difficulties with sensory processing. So if your child has these difficulties whereby they find it difficult to process senses, sensory play can be really, really stimulating for the senses, and it can really help your child to self-regulate if they're feeling upset as well. So you may be wondering, well, how do I integrate sensory activities into my child's routine, and what can I do? And yeah, you can either order stuff online from Amazon, like stress balls or particular lights, or you could just simply open up your kitchen cupboard, get out some dried pasta, some dried rice, add it to a massive tray, along with maybe some cinnamon, some other spices. It just depends on what your child likes and what they prefer. And just to explore a little bit, and just have that time playing with your child, and really seeing what they are into. So please feel free to visit this website called Sensory Spectacle, which has loads of free resources to download and loads of tips on activities you could do with your child. You could also have a look at their YouTube page and go along with some of the activities that they do. So I know that they do some videos live, so you could have that as an activity that you incorporate into your routine as well. That'd be great. So for parents and carers, we know that this can be a really difficult and challenging time. Particularly if you've got other responsibilities, if you're working from home yourself, having to go out and do shopping, the cleaning, etc., etc. So remember to take care and be kind to yourself as well. The main thing to recap from today's video is to use social stories, be as creative as you want to be, follow the guidance that I've spoken about how to write a social story that's suitable to your child. And also the second thing is to keep to a structure and a routine for your child, and then finally really have that sensory integration into your child's daily routine. Be really, really helpful. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Our service has also delivered other videos which you might be interested in, so please also have a look at those. Thank you, bye.